time we spoke just a few weeks ago, it seemed as though this deal was about to be signed. What happened?
Look, what happens with any deal when you're on the verge of reaching it is both parties realize that the other side wants it, and so they start making last-minute demands. So we saw Russia make demands about its sanctions, immunity from the deal. We saw Iran making demands about the IRGC being lifted. And I think at the same time, negotiators in the U.S. faced really high difficulty and scrutiny from Congress, who started getting details of the agreement and realized just how much was being given away. So it's created a series of frictions, and we're seeing now whether those are surmountable or not, or whether the deal will die in the next couple of weeks.
And on the idea of too much being given away, there was a great deal of alarm about reports that the US was about to lift Iran's Revolutionary Guards from its list of terrorist groups. Is that the sticking point?
That is one of the last two sticking points. The other one is Iran is looking for economic guarantees that if the U.S. lifts the deal, Iran will still be able to benefit financially. Both of those measures are extremely controversial in Congress, and they put a lot of pressure on the Biden administration to strengthen their negotiating stance in these negotiations.
Now, will Iran agree to the deal without the delisting of the IRCG? Or will that be a deal breaker?
They've said that that's a deal breaker, but what we've also seen is that Supreme Leader Khamenei has a lot of flexibility. He's ultimately the decision maker here, and if he sees a deal that is really just too good to say no to.
Now, there are other things going on in the region at the moment, and I was wondering if you saw any link between what's going on or not going on in Vienna and the fact that the Houthis in Yemen have just agreed to a temporary truce. Do you see a link there?
There could be, but I would have some doubt on it. There's also been separate talks between Iran and Saudi Arabia on the sidelines in Iraq. Those deals are far more likely to be a result than the negotiations in Vienna. The Iranians have claimed repeatedly that they will not negotiate over their foreign policy and their regional activities at the negotiating table in Vienna. And so I think what we're seeing here is going to be very much unlinked from those nuclear negotiations.